You got that one.
You've been pranked!
Hi guys, it's Jinx here, and I'm a Genshin Impact math guy now. So in the previous video, we did talk about all of the basics and all of the caveats associated with Hu Tao. Armed with that information, you should be able to make an informed decision on whether you want to pull for Hu Tao or not. And part of making that informed decision is being willing to learn the various combos Hu Tao has. Hu Tao is a very mechanical character, probably the most mechanical character we've ever had in this game. So you're probably wondering, well, what combos are these then? Fortunately, our friend Artesians, the theory crafting lead over at Xingqiu, did already put together such a video. But before we get to that, I do want to mention that it was Tuner's birthday a few days ago. So definitely drop by and wish Tuner a happy birthday over at twitch.tv/tuner. And if you have any Twitch primes or could drop a subscription or even just follow, all of that would be awesome. Happy birthday, bud. Alright, and with that, I'll let Art take it away.
I'm Artesians, and some of you might know me from Xingqiu in the Theory Crafting channel. Let's talk about some of Hu Tao's animation, cancels, and combos. Similar to Klee, there are certain animation cancels that you can do to push your damage profile a lot further, and they're a lot more practical than just spamming specific combos while standing still, unlike Klee. If you haven't noticed, Hu Tao's charge attacks will send you roughly 3 abyss tiles in a sometimes uncontrollable direction, which is extremely noticeable or detrimental against enemy clumps like cistern flies. Any charge attack that Hu Tao does will always apply pyro, meaning you can vaporize or melt every single time she uses a charged attack. So we use cancels to abuse this internal cooldown skip and amp her damage, as well as stopping her charge attack from sending you further away from enemies. The reason why there's a difference between Hu Tao at C0 and C1 is because C1 allows Hu Tao to use her charged attack without consuming stamina, so you can spend it on the shorter, safer dashes over jumps. So on top of the damage increase you get for doing the combo faster, Constellation 1 Hu Tao gets the pleasure of having a lot more stamina efficiency and survivability from the invulnerability frames on the dashes. To make it work, you simply input a dash or a jump at the very beginning of her charge attack, and the earliest you can jump or dash is when she blinks. But we'll go over that in greater detail in just a second. There's a lot to unpack before we get there. Hu Tao has 2 bread and butter combos. Her normal 1 charge attacks N1C, and her normal 2 charge attacks N2C. The only difference between the two is the number of normal attacks you do before your charge attacks. These combos have very similar motion values, and technically you get more damage out of the N1C because you do 1 more of them during Paramita Papilio with robot inputs. Additionally, the EM scaling with the number of vaporizes and melts you get from your normal attacks and the amount of stamina you end up burning makes the difference fairly negligible, and the math gets really muddy. Whatever combo you pick should just be whichever one you're most comfortable with, but for reference, N1C spam will end up being around 75% of your stamina being burned, and N2C spam will burn around half of it, but for most of us, the damage difference is actually super negligible, so again, to stress, pick whichever one you think you can do consistently. For C0 Hu Tao, you want to either do N1C or N2C jump cancels. If you try to do the dash cancels, you run out of stamina within 4 to 5 attacks, leaving you out to dry without any way to dodge or do more vaporized or melted charge attacks, which is a huge DPS loss. The N1C cancel is very easy. You just hold down your attack button and jump as soon as Hu Tao blinks. To do the N2C cancels, the inputs become a little bit more complex. You can't spam the normal attack inputs because there's a specific rhythm that is required for Hu Tao to consistently let out the attacks. You do your first normal attack and your second normal attack with 1 click each. For the third click, you need to hold it down to buffer the charged attack animation while the second normal attack is firing off. After that, the charge attack can be cancelled with a jump. What it ends up looking like is that you do 2 attacks but get 3 numbers. It seems very hard to do and it's kind of hard to see, but there's a sharp sound cue that you can use to practice. For Constellation 1 Hu Tao, you basically replace the jumps with dashes. The dashes are significantly faster than the jumps, and they give you invulnerability frames that increase Hu Tao's damage by around 50% or more, on top of giving her the increased survivability. For the motion values and frames for each combo, we'll run through them all at once. Hu Tao's N6 frames are awful. Her normal attacks off the bat are doing less damage than any charge attack weave, even without cancels. You can use this data to see how many frames you shave off, as well as the motion value gain with the different cancels at different elemental mastery levels. Jump cancels will save you on average about 6 frames each, while dash cancels can send your frames for different combos plunging down around 15 to 10 frames. These cancels are real, tangible DPS increases on top of the quality of life they provide, and even normal people should be able to reach 80 to 90% of these values. In totality, these combos and cancels allow Hu Tao to be much more competitive as a main DPS. As a reminder, she directly competes with Klee and Diluc because of their reliance on Xingqiu, so more mechanically inclined players might be more attracted to Hu Tao as a carry. That being said, these motion values are enough to propel Hu Tao's value much higher during her 9-second window, but it's up to you whether or not you want to squeeze the most out of her. If you have no interest in main DPS Hu Tao because of how daunting the cancels can be, she's perfectly fine as a capable sub DPS nuking type unit.
Thank you Artesians for putting this video together for the channel. I do want to briefly talk about the N3C combo that Artesians did not mention in his video. Basically, in this combo, you do the third normal attack before inputting your charge attack and the jump or dash cancels. This combo has not only the least amount of stamina use at around 25% of your stamina being burned over the course of your E duration, but it also does add in the third normal attack, which is a very wide swing, so it has the most AoE out of any of these combos. I also personally find it much easier to input this at close to frame perfect than I do the N1C and N2C. However, in single target, this is markedly weaker than both the N1C and N2C, so this is either one you pick up because you find it easier to use or you want to use in group situations. As Artesians mentioned earlier in the video, the earliest you can jump is right as you disappear, so if you do this perfectly, you don't even see the charge attack spear come out, you just jump. This is the combo you'll generally see me using in 12.3 when I do test runs with comps on Hu Tao, mostly because, again, it's the best for AoE output and there are 2 rune guards. Now, I don't jump cancel when I'm fighting the rune guards in 12.3.1, and that's because there is a better chance that my charge attack will hit both of them if I don't jump cancel because the hitbox lingers for longer. It seems like you get the collateral damage on both rune guards when the other rune guard you're not targeting extends their arm hitbox over you. Not jump canceling gives the charge attack a bit of a bigger window for that to happen. But yeah, that's the basic only charge attack combos for Hu Tao, and as I mentioned in the previous video about whether you should pull for Hu Tao or not, you do want to be charge attack spamming on Hu Tao. These charge attack combos do deal anywhere from 40 to 70% more damage than her normal 6 regular attack string. Alright, as always, thank you so much for checking out the video. This was a really quick one. Artesians have put this video together for the channel, so I didn't want to just kind of do some light editing for it. And a huge thank you to Artesians for putting this combo video together. As he previously mentioned, Artesians is the theory crafting lead over at Kaching Mains, and he's a fantastic guy. Also, Kaching Mains did recently start a Twitch that just hit affiliate, and you can find Artesians doing lots of testing and various things on stream over there. We are also going to be splitting the revenue of this video with Artesians. So if you appreciate the work he has done and will be continuing to do, be sure to like, leave a comment, and share the video with your friends. All of these things help boost the video up in the search engines and will help Artesians pull for future characters for testing. Also, speaking of Twitch, be sure to go check out Tuner's Twitch over at twitch.tv/tuner. As I mentioned earlier, it was his birthday recently, so if you have any Twitch primes, you have any subs you're willing to drop, we'd really appreciate it. Now, if any of you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I did already talk about these combos well over a week ago. The @JinxMathList is where I just post about the things that I am working on currently. It is my personal account, as well as just whatever math I'm doing or things we've discovered. The @JinxTuner, on the other hand, is the company account run by Tuner. That one is for updates about the channels, as well as for professional business inquiries. We do also, of course, have our Discord server, the Mathlos Nest. Great group of people over there, all learning with each other, sharing information, and just hanging out. And of course, none of this would be possible without the generosity of our patrons. I hope y'all like broken records, because I'm gonna say this every single video, y'all the best. Alright, that is it for the video. I am of course going to be working on the next Hu Tao guide video, as well as some lighter, easier to edit videos to pepper in between now and then. Thinking about doing some sort of like Twitter Tuesday thing, where I just kind of briefly talk about and elaborate on a Twitter post I've made previously. I don't know, let me know what you think about that idea in the comments, but either way, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and that way you will know as soon as any of these new videos come out. Happy waifu hunting, whalers, we'll see you in the next one, bye!